Hey, starting again with another major, big announcement. I think the last episode also had an announcement. That was nothing compared to this one. This one is that some of you may have noticed already. I'm going to do live stream number 3. That's right. That's going to be this coming Monday, or some might say next Monday. July 10th, I think, is the date. It's going to be at 8 o'clock. That's my time. I don't care where you live. You can figure it out. You've got the internet. You know how to do that. It's 8 o'clock my time, which for almost everybody in Mexico who wants to tune in, that's going to also be 8 o'clock. If you're in the West Coast, I know when I've done these in the past, West Coast of the United States, I've had quite a few people from California tuning in. Hopefully Miguel tunes in. Kirk requested this, so Kirk, you better be there. Who else? I can't remember who else hails from California, but that will be 7 o'clock p.m. California time. If you're in, I think, who is it, Jose in New York? In New York, that will be 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit late, I hope not. But that's coming up Monday. Whatever you want to talk about. Maybe these recent problems with Amazon, if you'd like to share any experiences you've had with Amazon, or I don't know. Again, I've talked about this before. It feels so arrogant to say if you want to ask me any questions. Why do you care about me? But hey, Kirk requested this, so that's going to happen. So watch out for that. Monday, July 10th, 8 o'clock, Mexico time. All right. And now that the announcement is out of the way, I'm going to get to Motorhead Bomber, or as I call it, and I'll try to be I'll try to keep the continuity here, and I always refer to it as Bumber, as Lemmy called it in No Sleep Till Hammersmith. The song he introduced as Bumber. All right, so this is Motorhead Bomber. I talked, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I think, about Overkill, not the band Overkill, but the Motorhead album called Overkill. And I mentioned that it was my second or third favorite Motorhead album. Well, this is the other one that I'm not sure. Bumber is either second or third. I know it's very clear what my number one is. If you think you know what it is, you can leave a comment down below. I'd like to see any predictions. And the other day, it was Ernesto White. He correctly predicted something that I had hinted at earlier in the video. So maybe Ernesto is smarter than the rest of you, and he's on to me. So maybe Ernesto can figure out what my number one favorite Motorhead album is, or maybe anybody else can too. Maybe it's obvious. Damien knows what it is. Damien, don't say anything. Don't spoil it for the rest of the viewers. So I always, whenever I listen to Overkill, I think, oh, this is my number 2. And when I listen to Bomber, as I did earlier today, I thought, no, this is number 2, which would then put the other one at number 3. You get it? I really, really like this album a lot. This is, it was their third album or fourth, depending on how you look at it. On Parole was recorded first, but not released until after Bomber. So depending on how you look at it, Bomber was third or fourth. I look at it as fourth. On Parole, Motorhead self-titled, Overkill, Bumber 4. I think I missed saying Bumber a few seconds ago. And it's great. It's a really, really good one. And that's why I can't decide if I like it 2 or 3. I didn't get this until, I can't remember. I never had it on vinyl, so this is cool for me to finally have the record of it. I've only ever had it on CD. And I'm not sure. I guess like Overkill, there's probably no hype sticker and no packaging. Overkill was kind of disappointing. It had no lyrics. No pictures, nothing, but whatever, it's still a great album. This is, I guess, what most people consider to be the middle one of the classic Motorhead trinity. Overkill, Bumber, and Ace of Spades. Yeah, if you talk about a 3-album run, that's pretty good. I hope I'm not giving anything away. All right? So I'm gonna open it right now. This came out in I guess it was 79. Overkill was also 79, and Ace of Spades was 80. So Bomber was, I guess it must have been late 79. And this is a weird one from Amazon. It came just like this. It didn't come in one of the bigger Amazon boxes like this. It came just like this. And I received this about 2 weeks ago. and my Amazon my Amazon account still shows that I have not received it. And this was weird. When I ordered this, usually they ship within a day or two. This one took a couple of weeks to ship, and this was not from, I ordered it from Amazon's website, but it was shipped from a seller. The name of the seller was like Worldwide Overseas or something like that. And this also has an address in Nuevo Leon, Monterrey, or Monterrey, Nuevo Leon in Mexico, and the guy's name is Gerardo Medrano, which I've never seen before that has a person's name on it. No Amazon markings on here. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to open it up, and there is some tape involved here, so I will cut the tape. I think 4 cuts. 1, 2, no, I think that's all. Only 2. Oh no, here's some. Oh, this one I think I can. I need the knife again. Whoa, that almost fell out. All right, so there it is. Bumber. Yeah, as I thought. No hype sticker, nothing like that. One of my, for whatever this is worth, one of my lesser favorite album covers. This didn't have one of this was before they had the class. Oh no, because Overkill had how do you say his name? Patagno? It had his art, but this one didn't, and Ace of Spades also didn't. This one, yeah, it's okay. It's kind of weird looking. I know it's supposed to be a plane, but it's and I think it was years that I had this, or that I knew this record before I realized that they were sitting in there. There's Lemmy and Fast Eddie and Filthy down there. I guess when I had it on the CD, the picture is so small that I didn't realize this. But it doesn't have the, as I mentioned, Overkill is probably my favorite Motorhead album cover, and this one is kind of disappointing. That Overkill cover was so vibrant, and the war pig head was exploding, and so this was kind of disappointing. Lemmy is credited here with playing an 8-string bass. Not sure what song that was on, but I've never known Lemmy to play an 8-string bass. I guess I can get right to it, can't I? I may as well open it and do the track by track. And I listened to this today, and I loved it. I really, really liked it. I thought, no, this is number 2, and Overkill is number 3. But I probably thought the same thing when I listened to Overkill a few weeks ago. This doesn't... All right, I can just open this like this, all right? And you got to be careful around the corners. And as I said, I think inside is going to be nothing, just a plain white sleeve. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, very, very uninteresting. There's the label if you're interested in such things. And there's the other side. I guess that's a close-up of what was the cover, the cover of the single, the Bumber song. All right. So let me go through this track by track. I really, really am really very excited to do this one, and I hope I don't disappoint. So the opening track is Dead Man Tell No Tales. Oh my God. And this album is full of Lemmy. I talked about this when I did Overkill. Is this the second Motorhead album I've talked about? I think Overkill was the only one. Lemmy has great ad-libs. I text with Chris McClernand from Saigon Kick occasionally about, we ask each other, what is Lemmy saying here? Because he has these, like these ad-libs. Often at the beginning of songs, after the intro and the song kind of kicks in, Lemmy says something. This one, it's no doubt in Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's this is it. And what an amazing song this is. It's it's got the classic Motorhead sound to it. It's kind of fast. And I'm going to talk about what a great drummer Filthy Taylor is. To me, he reminds me of comparing him with Mickey D, who came many years later, and Pete Gill was in the middle there. It reminds me of Eric Carr versus Peter Criss. Now, I'm not saying that Filthy Animal Phil Taylor, plays like Peter Criss. Let me try to explain this. And I'm not a drummer nor a musician, so I don't know the proper terms for these, but I'll try to explain as best I can. They're probably, I think you hear a lot of people saying, so-and-so is technically a better drummer, guitarist, vocalist than the other so-and-so, but I like the other so-and-so better because he's got more feel or whatever. And I don't think it's any of my business to decide who is a better technical player since I'm not a musician. But I would say, like when people compare Eric Carr to Peter Criss is kind of recognized, I think, as a kind of a simple drummer, and Eric Carr, maybe because he had the big drum kit, that he was more proficient and he was a way better technical drummer. But for me, Peter Criss is the best drummer in Kiss by far. Maybe that's just because he played on all my favorite records, and Eric Carr played on some really stinky records like The Elder and Hot in the Shade and Crazy Nights, and Peter Criss played on Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill and Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun. And I think Filthy Taylor's like that too. Maybe, I'm sure Mickey D is a more powerhouse drummer. Maybe he's got more skill. Again, it's not up to me to decide that. But Filthy Taylor, what a great drummer. Perfect drummer for Motorhead. And he had a very unique style to him. And I wish I had the musical knowledge to explain what I mean about that. And if you know Motorhead, you probably know what I'm talking about. But he had a very unique style, Filthy Taylor did, as demonstrated on this song, Dead Men Tell No Tales, and really through the whole album. Breaking Up or Breaking Through, Breaking Something's All We Can Do, Shoot Straight, Travel Far. No, I fucked that up already. Breaking Up or Breaking Through, Breaking Something's All We Can Do, Shoot Straight. Maybe I did get there. Right? Shoot Straight, Travel Far, Stone Crazy's All We Ever Are, and I Won't Tell You Lies. God, why I know the song's so cold, so stone cold that I can't get the lyrics right. This is it. Breaking up or breaking through, breaking something's all we can do. So is it a bit of guts is all that you lack? And I won't be telling lies. God, why can't I remember the lyrics? I don't know, but Dead Man Tell No Tales, come on, and great ad-libs too. There's two woos in this song during, I guess, the solo or the bridge. Woo, and then it changes a little bit, and then it goes back to that. And again, there's a woo. I don't know if there are too many woos in Lemmy's catalog, but there are two of them in this song. Maybe that's a little faux pas. I think one woo per song is enough, but it works in Dead Men Tell No Tales. Next is Cancer, Lawman. Oh my God, what a song this is. Motorhead gets so much talk and so much credit, rightfully so, about how fast they are. But Lawman, let me make sure. I think it is Lawman. Yeah, it is Lawman. And it starts with the Lemmy Cancer. What a great groove that is. It's not a fast Motorhead song like, Ace of Spades or Overkill or, I don't know, Bumber, the song. But what a great groove it is. People maybe kind of forget or maybe don't give Motorhead credit for having that great groove. I talked about this, I think, a little bit with I'll Be Your Sister, had a great groove too on Overkill. And Lawman has a really, really great groove. Just a really smooth song. Your Evil Eye, Every Night, Cruising Slow, Fashion Light, They're Together in the Dark, But It Ain't No Friend, You're Just Another Scared Narc. I Know You. Lawman. Oh my God, I love that song. The first two songs right away are just fucking classic Motorheads. Love them both. A couple of my top songs so far. And then Lawman kind of bleeds into the drums of, is it Sweet Revenge is the third one? And the ending of Lawman bleeds into Sweet Revenge, right? Yeah, Sweet Revenge. Sweet Revenge it's probably my least favorite on this album. Bumber, it's okay, but compared to the first two, no. It's a little bit slower. It's okay, but it's not, for me, it's not a Motorhead classic. And then the next is Sharpshooter. That's it. We're going back to the great groove. Now I'm not just singing lyrics, I'm singing the melodies of these songs. Sharpshooter is great, another great groove song. And then Poison is next. And I always thought, I always loved Anthrax, especially starting with Among the Living, that they had these yelling backing vocals. Scotty Ian, among, and I am the law. Just this war dance, the yelling, the hollering. And I always thought Anthrax could have done a great cover of Poison. I've been doing Poison. I thought Scotty Ian would sound great, hollering Poison. And also, this is great, Lemmy doing the... It's better than marrying a wife, which is kind of like Hetfield before Hetfield. If you know the song, you know what I'm talking about. That's a great song. That's side one. Fantastic side one. The other side, oh my God, Stone Dead Forever. Maybe my top Motorhead song ever. There's a couple that could take the place of number one. Stone Dead Forever is, and I won't say what the other ones are because maybe they'll be on future albums that I'll talk about. I don't want to give anything away, but that was one of the first Motorhead songs it's possible it was the first Motorhead song I ever heard. Definitely one of the first. And I remember at some point I had this on a cassette from one of these. I used to listen to these late night metal shows on Friday and Saturday night, and I used to tape them. I used to write everything and document them on pieces of paper and on the little blank cassette tape inserts. And Stone Dead Forever was on there. You think you see me in the glass. You think you hear me, you better listen fast. You think I think you see you, you're gone too soon. The only reasons were your guilt and greed. You're out there on your own. Your face is turned to stone. Whatever happened to your life? More Hetfield there. I think that's two Hetfield things. It's better than marrying a wifo from Poison. And I think, when I hear this now, that Lemmy was singing like Hetfield before Hetfield was Hetfield. Whatever happened to your life? Stone Dead Forever. That bass intro. And this one, I think... Lemmy said, I think they played it a couple of times live back, I guess, at this time. And he said they took it out of the set because they couldn't make it work live. I don't know if he said they just couldn't play it right, or it didn't sound right live, or the crowd didn't respond to it. So I think Lemmy said that he really liked that song, but just couldn't make it work live. And I think some of these other songs, all the ones on side one, I don't think, you know what, this is a little bit bent now that I see it. Look at that. Can you see that? Not horrible like Animalize or Let There Be Rock, but that's not the best. None of these songs from side one became or ended up being Motorhead staples. Maybe Dead Men Tell No Tales, I think they played that for a little bit after this album. As far as I know, and I'm not a big Motorhead setlist historian as I am with Kiss and maybe Metallica and I don't know, some other bands, but I don't remember them ever playing. They're not on No Sleep Till Hammersmith, or any No Sleep at All, or whatever, The Birthday Party, whatever the other Motorhead albums were, live albums. So this is kind of strange that it's considered such a classic album, but none of the songs were really staples live. So going back to this, yes, Stone Dead Forever, possibly my number one, my favorite song on this album for sure, and there are some good ones, but possibly my favorite Motorhead song ever. And next is All the Aces. Oh my God, another just an amazing riff. Motorhead is not really a riff band, but that opening riff, and then the riff when the vocals start. For me, it's almost identical to Too Late from, which was a B-side on Overkill. The only thing I know is playing rock and roll. I'm not a businessman. This song lyrically was about, I guess, Lemmy's disdain for the music industry or music industry bigwigs, I guess, who would steal from bands or things like that. Maybe a little bit similar lyrically to It's a Long Way to the Top, if you want to rock and roll. Just the difficulties, I guess, of being in a band from a business standpoint. And you make me vomit, and I ain't far from it. All the Aces is all the aces, I don't like people ain't got no faces. Great song. Maybe that's maybe my second favorite song. I'm not going to rank them all, but All the Aces is great. Step Down, this is another killer song. This was one I remember I didn't like this song when I first heard it. It's very slow. First of all, it's Fast Eddie on vocals. It's not Lemmy, so that turned me off. And it's kind of a slow, not slow, but jammy, bluesy kind of song. And I just thought, when I first heard it when I was young, I thought, this is not a Motorhead song. This is a complete throwaway song. I love this song now. The exact opposite. If there's an opposite of hate, that's what I feel about this song now. Step Down is great. And I was watching, maybe a few weeks ago, I was watching a Motorhead live concert on the YouTube from, I think, 1980 from Nottingham. And they played Step Down live, which I was very surprised. It doesn't seem like a song that they would play live. I guess kind of like with Peter Criss and Ace Frehley. Maybe it's just like a courtesy that they get a song. But it doesn't seem like a song that would be, good live. Because as I said, it's a little bit slow and jammy. But loved it. And I've liked it for quite a few years now. But that live version from Nottingham in 1980 was fantastic. And something I've always noticed from the very first time I heard it, Fast Eddie's vocals sound identical. Identical to Ace Frehley. If I know a lot of Kiss people watch these videos, you're maybe not watching this because you don't like Motorhead, but really listen to Step Down from Bomber, and tell me you don't think that's Ace Frehley. I'm going out with Lilia later tonight. We're going to see the Big Lebowski, the Big Dan Bowski. It's playing here in cinemas. And I'm going to play it in the car for her and ask her, who do you think this is singing? I'm going to see if she says Ace Frehley. It's I don't think I've ever heard anybody sound as much vocally as another person as Fast Eddie sounds like Ace Frehley on Step Down. Well, I'll see you later, but I don't know when. And that's really bad because I don't sound like Ace Frehley or Fast Eddie. But man, just his voice and just his phrasing and the way he hits certain syllables or I don't know, parts of words, Ace Frehley really sounds like him. And Step Down is a fucking awesome song. I love it. It took a long time, but I really do love it. And I was saying that I texted Chris McClernand about this when I was watching this a couple of weeks ago. I said, don't you think that Fast Eddie really sounds like Ace on that? And he said, yeah. And then he also mentioned that musically, Step Down sounds like Cream. I don't know enough about Cream. I'm not nearly familiar enough with Cream to know that. So I would defer to Chris's opinion. But Chris says that Step Down musically reminds him of Cream. He didn't say a particular song, just that it was Cream-ish. Talking Head. This one's got another one. What's the Lemmy's ad-lib in this? Don't Touch That Dial. This is about Talking Heads, of course. Not the band Talking Heads, but Talking Heads. Don't Touch That Dial. That's a good one. Not as good as some of these other ones, but I like Talking Head. And then the last track is Bumber, the title track. And this has got a lot of O's, and I think really this O and A and things like that. It's almost like you're, I don't know, like watching Sopranos or something. Oh, hey, it's like that. Great. Again, I don't want to say, that every song is in my top 5 Motorhead songs or whatever, but Bumber is a fantastic song. Ain't a hope in hell, nothing gonna bring us down. The way we fly 5 miles off the ground. We shoot to kill, and we always will. It's a bomber. Great ad-libs in that one. And I first heard that song, Bomber, not the album, but the song I first heard on No Remorse, which was the live version from No Sleep Till Hammersmith. And I didn't really like it that much. And then when I heard the studio version later, I thought, way better. The studio version for me of Bumber is way better than the live version of No Sleep Till Hammersmith. And maybe I'll have more to say about that in a future episode. So that's it. That's Motorhead Bumber. This was recorded between July 7th and August 31st, 1979. Quite a long time, a month and a half. Seems like bands didn't take that long back then. But there it is. Bumber. Love it. This is a classic Motorhead album that I believe everybody should listen to. Yes.